Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm here with one of the best people in the space. You might heard us on-chain adventures with GeniiData and Fonzie. So I'm here with Adib. How are you doing today, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Yeah, the On-Chain Ventures is a ton of fun. We had Fonty join us about a month ago now, and you've been co-hosting with us, and it's been a great show.
It's been super, super fun. Thank you for that as well. Like, love invited a guest talking about it. Last on-chain adventures was amazing too. It was such good, like, kind of content and just alpha in general.
No, it really was, man. It's becoming a life of its own on-chain adventures, and I'm so happy to see what has come from to now what it is, and it's exciting, man. And you're only helping optimize it and make it way better than what it is. So appreciate you,
100%.
taking your time out of your busy day and coming in and joining as a co-host.
100%. And I love it. And definitely going to join you guys this Friday for that. And thank you for doing this interview. Yeah, I love doing these interviews, just talking with founders, people in the space, team members in the space as well, and just kind of like seeing their journey, right? So with that said, like, how did you first find out about Ordinals and what brought you to Ordinals specifically?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I first heard murmurs about it back
Mhm.
in when Bored Ape Yacht Club got involved when they did their like one of one collection drop and they auctioned it off for like a couple $1 million.
Mhm.
And that was back in February or early January or late January, early February of 2023. And that's kind of when I first heard about it. I didn't get involved particularly, but I was like, this could be potentially
Mhm.
huge. So I started to like learn a little bit more, try to kind of educate myself, and it kind of went from there. And then I started with GeniiData like a month later,
Mhm.
and then it just like we went full into ordinals. I didn't expect it, but we went fully into ordinals, and it became something. It became powerful, man. It became a pretty awesome journey in this whole ordinal space.
I love that. And I use Giant Data all the time. Like you guys have the best portfolio tracker in the system in the game, no cap by far. It's such a good, which we'll cover in a second. But yeah, for those watching, this is their Twitter account, X account. Definitely give them follow and stuff. And of course they hold the on-chain adventures, which what we'll discuss there in a second. But for you, like where do you see a deep like Ornos going? Like where do you see the future of it? And like do you see it be like taking center stage and being sort of like at the leading forefront of digital assets?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I had to I couldn't stop but noticing, man, we have so many Genie data and you have so many similar followers. It's pretty cool. But
Yeah, yeah, sure. We'll get the messages here.
uh
Mhm.
yeah, you see that here, and then we have 176 we follow the same people. That's pretty cool. But what I will say is I see Ordinals really t potentially taking off. Like I could see it becoming something absolutely important and integral to the whole Bitcoin ecosystem,
Mhm.
and as well to bringing actual consumers, massive consumers to the whole ordinal, to the whole Bitcoin space, right? Right now, Bitcoin is this nerdy, geeky finance or technology
Exactly.
class that kind of takes away the fun from what we currently have, which is ordinals. Ordinals is a fun,
Mhm.
kind of like a degenerate, but also like it brings in a whole new set of eyes to this space. So it could definitely be at the forefront of this next bull run. I'm not
Mhm.
sure as far as I'm not sure if it could be like the actual asset on like one of the go-to assets in the whole ecosystem, but I definitely see it getting a lot of attention during this next bull run.
I love that. I love that. And I love the fact you said degen because it's really what it is right now. It's a bunch of like, the best way to describe it is like nerds having fun, right? But degening into this ecosystem, right? Because it's so much fun. It's so interesting.
No, 100%. It's a fun space, man, and it definitely makes the whole Bitcoin space more dynamic,
Mhm.
and it makes it a lot more fun to keep up with instead of the Bitcoin space's price action, right?
Yeah.
Normally, a couple years ago, all we would do in the bear market was just see, oh, Bitcoin went from 5,000 to 4,000. Oh, Bitcoin went from 6,000 to 9,000. Oh my goodness, like everyone's so happy about all these different things. And then, oh, potentially this is going to happen. This might happen. All these
Mhm.
different news events.
Yeah.
I'm just saying within the Bitcoin ecosystem. And now we have this whole new, I like to say this whole new grassroots project and ecosystem being built in the Bitcoin world outside of this Bitcoin itself. It's being built on being built on top of Bitcoin and right next to Bitcoin, and giving more validity and more energy to what Bitcoin actually can be. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Exactly. I like that. And Casey sort of pointed out when he tweeted, he can't wait to see how dynamic and how insane the Ordinals like ecosystem will be once the bull run commences, right? Because like all that extra liquidity is going to stay right here in Bitcoin with the Ordinals, and people are going to just buy in, ape into like specific projects and so forth. So definitely love that. And then another cool thing too is you recently had the OG passes, which if it loads up, we'll say here. There we go. Here it is. So we recently had the OG passes too, which I love as well. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that too, kind of like the vision for it, and kind of like everything around the specific OG pass.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the OG pass is gonna be it's awesome. We saw it go as high as like point zero one
Mhm,
two floor, and it's just a free airdrop. The way we envisioned it is just for us to grow stronger community, and to grow and cultivate people around what we're building at GeniiData, to kind of be our voice, to be the army, the soldiers behind what we
mhm,
have at GeniiData, and to continue to kind of preach that what we're doing, why we're doing it. And we try to make it as fair as possible to launch, and I we said it several times, make sure if you did get a whitelist spot, connect your wallet. And I'm saying this just because we've had a couple people that didn't get the airdrop, and they really helped us out before the launch, and everyone that like helped us out as far as just giving us, a shout out tweet, or giveaway tweets and stuff of that nature. That went a long way, and we really appreciate those people that did help us with that. And we're gonna try to make it right. We're gonna do something for everyone soon. But
mhm,
right now, we're really focusing on cultivating that OG Pass community,
mhm,
making it very strong, giving incentives for the people that help kind of bring the voice of GeniiData to the masses.
mhm.
And then we're gonna do other things like, OG pass holders will always get first to everything we do. They'll get special access to certain products that we release first. They'll get airdrops to certain things that we do. Like, they're gonna be legit like
Mhm.
there's only 350 plus of them, so they're gonna
Yeah.
be like our closest members. We ask them for everything. We get approval from them. We get all these different things. We want to cultivate that. So right now we're it took us a little bit of time, but we're going to have a Discord only channel soon coming out, token gated. We wanted to do it right and not just like get it out, and get it anything as far as compromise. So we wanted to make sure everything was set up in place to make it right.
Mhm.
And then we also we'll do that across all different social channels, get that all popping up, and then we'll start to get more community activation and engagement from everyone.
I love that so much. And I remember I woke up and the mint, it was a free mint. So like it literally just in a matter of minutes, it just sort of like sold out. I was like, wow. Anyone who got one was like really lucky in that instance.
Yeah, I would say like we timed it perfectly. Like
Yeah.
that, what we didn't do it on purpose. Like we didn't like make sure we didn't launch on the 23rd just because we knew the like Bitcoin would go up $5,000. We didn't have any idea that that was going to happen, obviously, right? It was just like fully like lucky,
Uh-huh.
and like it went on full like the perfect timing. We didn't, and it was a free launch, so like
Yeah.
I feel like if we would have even had some type of price to it, it would have for sure sold out within the same time frame, to be honest. But just because of like the low supply account, and also because the Bitcoin went up literally like Bitcoin killed it. It went up
Exactly.
10-20% in 2 weeks
Mhm.
from that point, so it was pretty awesome to see, it was great timing. And then now I mean I bet you we're going to talk about it, but now we're seeing ordinals go ballistic.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly. And I was gonna say if you guys timed it perfectly fine, then just keep minting stuff out, and then hopefully the price of Bitcoin keeps going up. How does that sound? No correlation, right?
Yeah, right.
Uh, we can test that theory out because I love that. Like, we can like up those bags, and that brings me back to like gene data, right? What you guys do is just amazing. I think this is kind of hopefully that's up amazing. Like, oh, here it is. So it's so flawless the design itself, and it really allows you to track specific sort of projects, right? Everything in one spot. So maybe we can talk a little bit about like the website, the flow, and stuff like that, and sort of like the idea behind it too.
Yeah, so we want wanted to make it as friendly as possible.
Mhm.
And with the heat map, what heat map was a big inspiration. It was a big inspiration from just like seeing others kind of try to do something so visually appealing yet so easy to use.
Mhm.
And the Ordinals heat map was that inspiration. That's why we decided to like, yo, let's do it. I don't know if you saw our other tool, the trading tool we have. It's like we have you have to go to our homepage, but our
I see.
trading tool Flow, it's pretty visually appealing as well. Yeah, we need to fix that up where you can just click GeniiData Ordinals and go to the home, but
I see.
it's a completely different website. That's why it doesn't give you take you
Gotcha.
to the homepage.
I see.
But yeah, like if you see that out, you also see some visually appealing graphics and things of that nature that we'll have to give you some access to that. But yeah, it's very, then you can go to Ordinal's product tab. But yeah, right here, if you see the market, I don't, yeah, this is for all traders, So if you like to trade and stuff and get involved in trading,
Mhm.
definitely check out that tool as well. But we know it's been very important to us to make it very easy, seamless to use, and
Mhm.
our product design team is really like top notch. I always give them the flowers they deserve, but they deserve all the flowers in the world for what they build, and they really make it fun.
Mhm.
They gamify it a little bit, and
Yeah,
they use a really good way to kind of just navigate the website and make it fun and like just with really high appealing aesthetics. So if you go on the Ordinals product itself, I'll kind of like explain a little bit real quick what it everything there. So like you see the heat map, you get the alpha signals on the top, you get all the total inscriptions, the holders, all those are super key important things. Alpha signals, you get the whales, you'll get OG pass holders from GeniiData on there, you'll get the smart money, you also get smart money whales, OG pass holders, and you can for more information, you just go to the top right and you can get documentations. It'll tell you everything.
I love
To
that.
yeah, but yeah, then you can go to like I think a really cool thing that we just added if you go back there, I think a really cool thing that this shows the index. You go to index. So we have three different indexes now. We have uh BRC20, we have new now collections. So if you go to collections, you'll see it it's almost real time. It's not quite there yet. It's like every 15 minutes it updates. So you'll see like, all the top collections here. And as you see Bitcoin frogs, it went insane
Yeah,
the last couple of weeks. It was at 0.024 a couple of days ago. Now it's at 0.042 the floor. But you can see we have all the different collections here. You don't even need to go if you click on Bitcoin frogs or even our past. Um, you can see like everything. It shows you all the like this a dot plot of everything that like all the different transactions that were taking place. So like you see point one, that was probably a rare one, right? You can click
yeah.
on it itself, click on it,
There we go. Okay.
yeah, and then
You'll
it'll
see
bring up that, yeah, it's pretty cool, and it'll bring it all up, and it'll show you like the traits and stuff of it, the attributes, and
I
why it might have sold.
see.
So like you could do all this on GeniiData. You don't need to necessarily go to Magic Eden to do it. And I think that's like a really we're integrating as many things as possible. And you also can go to the address and like you can't do that on Magic Eden as seamless and easy
Yeah.
as this, right? So think I think we have a very good like I saw other people trying I think other products try to release something similar to like portfolio tracking slash
Mhm.
as well collection tracking, but we're basically we're the first ones to bring it to ordinals, and I think we do it at a really high end quality.
I love that. I love that. And it's needed too. Like we need this kind of trackers for traders and stuff. These are tools that are necessary. I remember when Bitcoin frogs were like at $500 and I thought, oh, this is very high. It's at 1,500 now. So it's like triple the price where it was. And like, it's like, well, what's going on here?
And
Um,
it also helps that Bitcoin went up in price, but if Bitcoin didn't go up in price, it still would be like $1,000, right?
yeah,
Because it was like $500 at 29,000, and now Bitcoin's at 35,000, almost 34, 35. So that helped too. I bet.
I like this. I like these a lot. This is one project I'm very bullish on for sure. Like when it comes like the board run, just because of the community itself. The community is so important, and it kind of goes into my next question to Jane Data. Is like, how are you guys fostering and like kind of bringing community members? I know you guys have the OG Pass. What are some ways you guys kind of, nourishing that and flourishing that community?
No, it's a solid point. We really, it's important to us, like we try to make everyone as happy as we possibly can. I personally think important I personally think it's super important that we stick to
Mhm.
having strong community, but what really made us build this strong community, and I'll say what really helped us out a lot was
Mhm.
having strong products behind us, like a
Yeah.
strong product. And then obviously we have a great team as far as this like, marketing community management type of idea, but we also had a very strong like product that was needed in the space. And
Mhm.
that took a lot of the people that were in ordinals already, like they took the minds, it took their imagination to like the next level and what they could do with our products. And that kind of made us like become more innovative and more, all right, we could do this, we could do that, we could, like
Mhm.
took us to the took us to that boardroom and figured out things that that could really make us get have a bigger name for ourselves. So
Yeah.
I think it goes hand in hand, like great product, but also really good community involvement and marketing. And I think we have a good like synergy between both departments in our
Yeah.
team. And think if we just continue to do that, we continue to community activate. I
Mhm.
think the 350 people that I got our pass, or 375 people that got our pass, they're
Yeah.
going to be automatic lovers of GeniiData just because they got a free pass. And it's going to be worth something. It already
Mhm.
is worth $200+, $300+ on any given day.
Yeah.
And it's going to be continuously, more and more people are going to want to get involved with becoming an OG Pass member. And then that right there is like our base community, our foundation. And
Mhm.
then we'll build around that big foundation that we have. And once we build around that foundation, we'll start to do even more activations as far as drops and other things of that nature.
I love that. I love that. I love how you mentioned like the progress needs to also be strong, and it really is. It's a really nice product. And I just noticed you can see the transactions, 21-minute transactions, the stats accounted for. That's insane. That's like more than half right now of the entire like descriptions out there. So yeah,
It's so
definitely.
cool, man. It's so cool to see all of it, all of it. I mean, BRC20 was going off during the weekend. It was getting a lot of
Yeah.
traction, a lot of interest. I mean, we might be in a or November. We might
Mhm.
go into a November that's very bullish for Ordinals because of all the liquidity that slushed into Bitcoin. We might
Yeah.
see it kind of. We only need like a $500 million to come into Ordinals for it to see a huge, uptick in volume, right? We don't need much in Ordinals to be like, oh, compared to Bitcoin's like price rise, right? We don't really need like a ton of money to go into ordinals where
Yeah.
it becomes bullish.
Mhm. Exactly. You said $500 million?
I would say how about half a billion? What you think? You think let more or less?
I think that's perfect. And I say, Dave, invest that. Can you please invest that for us? Can you invest half a billion into the Orno so we can go up?
I
Yeah, I really like
wish.
that. I saw a tweet not too long ago, and I think the tweet was like, "Hey, what are you guys bullish on the most? Like the future? Is it like art? Is it like BRC20s? I think it was a BRC20 swap, and something else. The BRC20 swap was the one that received the majority of votes. I think it was like 40% of the votes. But yeah, I think BRC20 are like, something I think I'm looking very closely at, and people love these kind of, the tokens, right? Although they create like lots of like unnecessary traction, but like, BRC20s are here to stay, do you think, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, as of now, it's not going anywhere. I think BRC20, like you said, I think it's here to stay, and I don't see it moving. I think runes might have a good use case and might take some market share from BRC20. But
Yeah,
I think when it comes down to it, it's a great question, right? Because BRC20 still has a lot of interest, a lot of
yeah,
holders. I mean, as you
yeah,
see, 250,000 holders. I'm not sure if they all hold one wallet worth of BRC20, right? But I think it's probably multiple wallets. But still, like, just if you, let's say, one out of five, they have five wallets, all of those holders
mhm,
that hold BRC20. That's still 50,000 holders. You know, so like, I mean, to be honest, I think it has a great community behind it. I think Dummel is great at what he's doing. He's keeping consensus.
mhm,
It's great to have a founder like that,
yeah,
originate this type of innovation. And
mhm,
he yeah, I think overall I think it has a place in Ordinals VRC 20, and yeah, we'll see what takes place exactly, right? But
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see what happens.
I love that. I love that. And then the final two things. So we mentioned On-Chain Ventures, which is sort of a Twitter space you guys host every Friday, which is, I love them so much. But can kind of discuss kind of On-Chain Ventures to go with that. And then also like, sort of like your favorite part, your favorite aspect of it.
On-chain venture is my favorite aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been killing it, man. I think that's pretty good for the space, hitting like 500, about 400, 500 tune in. Obviously, we should try to get to that 1,000 range.
Yeah.
But I think that's the next goal. But for me, what makes it so special is just like where it came from. Like we first started doing it back in March, March, February, when I kind of first started with the company, and On-Chain Ventures was just a idea, thought. I didn't know it was gonna get to this point.
Uh-huh.
And now to see it kind of move to what it's gone to is like absolutely, it's absolutely incredible, man. I'm just super excited about everything within it. Think I think finding you, man, you definitely helped. I think you can definitely help become even a more special component to the show, it's as well. And we could definitely make big moves with
Yeah.
on-chain ventures, and it could be a great go-to spot, weekly go-to spot for all things ordinals and all things Bitcoin, right? And that's kind of like the way I envision it. And it shifted over time. In the beginning, it wasn't at all about this stuff, right? It just
Yeah.
shifted over time, and then the last 10 episodes, last 12 episodes have been strictly about ordinals and Bitcoin. And it's exciting, man. I'm really excited to continue to see the development behind this space and the show, and to see more fun guests come on. I think
Yeah.
it'll be ideal to have like really cool guests to come
Mhm.
on and talk from all facets of the crypto industry, right? But just for our space to be the go-to spot for everyone to come on and shield their projects, and talk about the latest unfoldings that are happening in crypto and
100%.
ordinals.
And I love them so much. And this week I was going to invite Mythical, who's here, as well as Corey, who's the founder of Magisat. Because I think rare sats are sort of the discussion for the last couple of weeks, and sort of rare sat hunting. So like that's kind of something people love a lot, right? Sort of like the nature behind like what rare sats is, and kind of like how to get them as a trader, right? So those are always exciting. And then one last final question. So every time I do an interview with people like founders, people in the space itself, I always ask them for like sort of advice or like what advice they have for people. With that being said, what's one piece of advice you'll give anyone who wants to enter the space or even be a founder or kind of get involved with it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm not a founder, right? I'm just a team member, and a high-end team member, I guess you can say. But one thing I will say is what makes it this space special, and like how you can become more involved, is doing things like what you're doing yourself. I think just continuously finding opportunities to be involved. Think just kind of thinking outside the box, being entrepreneurial, and then opportunities will come and people will talk about you, you'll get referred, and being part of things early on, and having faith. I personally was working for free in the beginning, in 2020, 2021, for a while, and just working based on
Mhm.
literally, yeah, like maybe a couple, $100 per month, just to, or a free NFT, or
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
free like their company tokens. I was working for a while, and I was completely fine with that. I just wanted to get experience, and just get my feet wet. And I think that's a important thing to do as well. And for me, like, it never felt like working in this space. I always felt like I was just doing what I enjoyed.
Exactly.
And I think that's a common thing you'll see with most people in this space. Everything I just said, right? They've been in the space for a while, and they finally just, like, they found the right opportunity for them, and did it worked. They worked professionally, right? So um I think it works out like that. And just being open-minded, man. Just always, being open-minded and keeping a high perspective. I think that goes for everyone that wants to work in this space. And I mean, you're doing it. You got you're working at the NFT San Francisco event. That's pretty sick, man. And then yeah, like you're beyond doing things that are awesome, and you're gonna continue. All of us will, all of us will continuously find more things.
Mhm. Yeah, I appreciate that, and love the advice to like follow your passion. If you're passionate about what you do, you never work a day in your life, and being open minded is equally as important. But yeah, I appreciate that. We have about 2 minutes left before it ends, but Adib, thank you so much for this. I'll go ahead and post this sometime this week, but after that, yeah, I'll ping you guys. I'll let you know, and then I really appreciate you doing this with me. This is amazing. It's been an amazing time, amazing interview as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Fonzie. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Have a great attitude, great outlook to life, and love to always fun to chat with you, man. Always fun to chat.
All right, take care, man.
Peace.
Peace.